I've been filming a bag install video for the past like 8 days, and all the footage is gone forever. Deleted, vanished into the ether. So instead of going to the top of my building and jumping, I'm making this video, and we're just gonna discuss it. I'll show you as much as I can and be as helpful as possible.
On the back road, smoking on gelato. Bitches, blunts, beers, yeah, that's the motto. She didn't wanna wait, told me jam on the throttle. Hey, made love in that old Silverado.
So the reason that I want to make this video is because when you go to YouTube, anything to do with the LC500 is like non-existent. And obviously not a lot of people are like modifying these cars right now. But just in case you're like in a garage right now, frantically looking for a solution to something, I'm gonna include time codes all down here for specific information so that way you can skip right to it and not have to watch me talk if you don't want to. Okay, let's go. Flat water bottle. I can't explain why it's better. It's just better. Get one. Shut up.
Put it on my wrist. Diamonds they dance and they wear like a bow. Cushion my lungs, only smoking the best. You hit my blunt, then I bet that you choke. We being honest, I don't tell no lies. My life is a
okay, now I gotta floor it to 714 before someone shows up and needs a 7-hour alignment. See you there.
I'm handsome and funny. Bust on the pack and I'm taxing these dummies. Give a good dick, then I bust on the tummy. Then like a banana, yeah, I had to split. Only came through cause I wanted to hit. Those monster hoes, I ain't paying no rent.
I made it, but unfortunately, it looks busy as shit. So we'll have to see how this goes.
I lost my way, I almost went insane. I leveled up and I mastered the game. Hit a few of her friends and I'm still catching brain.
There's only one car ahead of me, so that's good. And then should be straight. Should be pretty quick. Get some in and out. Have a good day. You know, make the most of it. Easiest way to do this, I'm just gonna cut to when I get to the shoot spot, and then we can go over the bags and take some photos. Have a good day. Have a good time. See you there. Finally, let's talk about the bags on here. Got the wheels turned just so I can show you guys better. I want to cover everything that I thought was an important step in it, that mistakes can be made, or where I got frustrated, or where I made mistakes. And also I just want to make it clear, I obviously wanted to make a better video than this, because I filmed the whole install for 8 days, and then for the first time ever in the history of my life, and I've been making videos since I was like 12 or 13 years old, I deleted the entire project. It was definitely my fault, and I just fucked up, and you know, super fun times. Let's start simple with the trunk first. I did a top mount here with a 5-gallon seamless tank, two dual 444C compressors, and then everything else is tucked under here where the battery is, because the battery's in the trunk in this car. I still have to get Velcro for the compressor compartments, because we used the OEM plates that slide out right here to mount them, and then under here is where the management and everything is wired to. This side just lifts up, but on this side you have to undo these clips right here. You lift this plastic piece with a little screwdriver clip tool, and there's another bolt under there. So you remove those two, which will allow you to pull this up, because this side is actually mounted. And obviously the trunk setup isn't 100% done yet. I have all of these fittings and everything mounted to the back of the tank so I can hook up air hoses or tire pressure sensors, stuff like that. My brother's gonna help me make a little custom pull-out drawer right here where I can have all that neatly organized, as well as have like all the Adams polishes stuff here. And then under this last little piece you can see where the battery is located. Yes, that is a different battery from stock, because when I finished everything on the car, when it was finally done after 8 miserable days, it wouldn't start. So that was super fun too. And my exit hose is right here. You just pull it up, lift it over the edge, let it out. You know the drill. Oh, why is he in the back seat? All of this has to come out. Super not fun. Another reason why I didn't want to take it apart and try again for the video. Right in the center of these back seats, that little plastic piece, that is going to be where you're going to realize you have no idea what you're doing, because it is a crazy hidden bolt. Everything else about taking apart the back seat is pretty self-explanatory. The bottom comes up first, then you take out this middle piece, and then there's 2 bolts on the bottom of the seats, and then that last one in that little plastic cubby. Because, which is so weird, at eye level with the driver's seat, the top of the strut is like right here behind the seat, and there's a metal a metal plate that there's like 4 bolts. You just take that off and that exposes the top hat. But if you're doing this yourself like me, 10 out of 10, have fun, because it's really stressful to dismantle this car. On to the most important part. You can see the rear struts here, they go in, and then see there's no access to the top hat here, which is super annoying, but makes sense. As far as the rear goes, it's super self-explanatory if you've ever worked on a Lexus before. It's just this spider web of arms, and take the strut out. I put uppers and traction rods in here to adjust the camber for later. When I have wheels, it's like crazy what they use for Loctite. It feels like concrete. It's miserable. They do come off. You just got to keep messing with it. What is most important for the rear is that you have enough slack, especially if you're running triple bellows like me. With the amount of travel these struts have, you want more than enough slack to make sure the line doesn't bend, because the first time I aired this car out, it was not on braided lines, and the passenger rear literally just blew the line out and it was stuck on the ground. So that was super fun. More footage that no longer exists. Also within the rear, when routing all the air lines and wires and everything, there is an OEM waterproof hole through the trunk. It wasn't big enough for me because I have 3H, but we just cut a slightly bigger hole right next to it. No problem at all. Easy dub. As for the front, again, if you're familiar with Lexus, the front end is just like so easy. It's even the front uppers, because I replaced those as well. It's 2 separate arms that hook into the knuckle, and then there's actually like mounts for the arms that you can just take off completely, and you can basically install the arms off of the car, which is super helpful, and then just put it back in, which is very nice, and will be very nice when I have to readjust the camber. The only advice I really have for the front is that maybe it may be strut specific, but who knows. But I pretty much measured out where I was going to have the height compared to the stock one. I just shortened it like 2 inches, and it was like going through the floor. So raise it up a lot. It's a lot more than you think. My air out still could go like another 2 inches comfortably, but I just left it how it is because it doesn't matter while I'm on stocks. And again, it helps so much that the OEM spot for the battery is in the trunk, so that way a lot of these lines can be shortened way more than normal, and you don't have to like find a firewall entrance through the dash or like underneath the dash into the engine bay. Let's get on to the part that's most visually appealing, the travel. So how it is right now is as high as it goes, and I'll show you the full air out. But I think the rear sits perfectly. I believe it can also go lower, because I was looking at it the first time, and this is after I lowered it a couple inches, but I didn't max it out and see where it could go, so it can go lower. I almost forgot the most important part, the height sensors. So I took out, it has OEM height sensors for auto leveling headlights and shit like that. So I was big brained and was like, that's the perfect spot to put the airlift height sensors, because there's already a bracket and everything right there. Don't do that. Put them somewhere else, because I took it all apart and now I'm throwing a headlight code that will not go away, and I have to figure that out, which I've kind of figured it out, but I still have to do some more talking to like Jake Ray and figure out how he fixed his situation. But Yeah, electrical in this car is terrifying. Do not touch it unless you're ready to have codes all over your dash for the rest of your life. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. If I missed something or you have a question, if you happen to be bagging LC, more than happy to answer questions or anything in the DMs. But yeah, there was no LC bagged, how to bag a LC bag tutorial on LC thing on YouTube. So I figured I would try to fill that gap for people buying this car, because I think there are going to be a lot more people buying this car soon, because it was kind of underrated at first, and then people were like, oh, it's not a track car? Oh, now I get it. Okay. All right. I believe that is it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see the rest of this stuff. There's a lot more other things that happen on this channel than whatever this video was. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and check out the web store if you feel so inclined. We'd greatly appreciate it. Fuck off.
How about the rollie, put it on my wrist. Diamonds, they dancing, they red like a bow. Cushion my lungs, only smoking the best. If you hit my blunt, then I bet that you choke. We being honest, I don't tell no lies. My life is a movie, your life is a joke. Hustle, go get it, that's by any means. Cause I won't go through my life being broke. I can't be broke cause I'm getting this money. Bitches, they love me, I'm handsome.